Are you kidding me? What an absolute run by Mike Marlar. He started on the last row of the race and came home to finish second. Not only did he put on a show, but it was a race throughout. It was fantastic. Lots of action. We had lots of dueling sliders from Jonathan Davenport and Tyler Erb early on in the race. Dalton Wilson was digging down low, bottom feeding, trying to capitalize on a potential mistake from Davenport or Tyler Erb. Jimmy Owens got in there and mixed it up. We had top 5 cars getting into big wrecks. Garrett Alberson getting to a wreck again on a restart. We had Devin Moran coming into contact with Tyler Erb, spinning out, ending his chances of coming to the front when he was running in fourth. This was a fantastic race at East Bay for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Let's get into this here, but before we do, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. So here is the beginning of the race. The action was hot and heavy right from the beginning. Keep your eyes on Jonathan Davenport as he makes an excellent move coming down out of turn 2 and just drives past everyone to take the lead. Here we go. You can see Tyler Erb already trying to run that outside. He likes that outside here. Kind of drifts up. Davenport with a huge run. Passes both Turbo and Dalton Wilson there and takes the lead. And he would look like he was going to run away with it. But Tyler Erb would say, hold your horses. And he would actually get a little bit of a gift here because you would have this red number 71 car. RJ Conley would kind of spin out and come down right in front of Davenport as the two were racing for the lead about 10 laps into the race. You can see 29 laps to go. And you can see Davenport in the white and blue Nutrien car here. RJ Conley is already kind of spinning out. And then Tyler Erb up at the top. You see Davenport has to take evasive action. Turbo has no issues getting around Conley, who does eventually save it. But Davenport would lose the lead there and then would also have to fend off a challenge from Dalton Wilson there for second, but Turbo would take control of the race. However, we would get a caution about 5 laps later. Wilson would get around Davenport, and he was having to fend off Devin Moran, but a caution would come out here because Earl Pearson Jr. would blow a tire and nearly take out the leaders. You can see this lap car number 75 here. Adam, Dalton Wilson, they have to slow up and get on the brakes because Earl Pearson Jr., who's off camera here, is trying to get a caution. So let's take a look at this here. You can see Wilson makes evasive maneuver. Adam gets stuck. Devin Moran almost pile drives Adam, but caution would eventually come out. So another close call there for your leaders. About halfway through the race. On the ensuing restart, Davenport and Alberson would try and ride the high lane. It would not work out for Alberson as he would overdrive the corner, spin out, and collect Brandon Overton. Let's take a look here. Just kind of over-rotates, and Overton has nowhere to go. Slams right into the side of Alberson. And then the next restart, this was some great racing right here between Davenport and Tyler Erb. They were doing dueling sliders for a couple of laps here. Let's take a look. This was just absolutely awesome. Davenport with a huge run coming out of turn 2. Dives to the bottom of Turbo, slides up in front of him, gets the lead. Turbo's like, not so fast. Dalton Wilson is like, hey, I'm still here. Turbo dives to the bottom, pulls the slider on Davenport. Davenport back to the bottom. They drag race down the backstretch. Davenport then pulls up, does the slider on Turbo, but here comes Dalton Wilson. He leads the lap there and passes them both. Excellent racing. They would do this for a couple more laps. Unfortunately, we would get another caution. it would be Devin Moran just a lap later, and he would eat it after some contact from Tyler Erb here. Erb kind of just brushes the side of him, and that spins Moran around. Let's take a look. Right there, just enough contact to spin Moran out. That would bring out the caution and end hopes of Moran challenging for the win. Turbo and Davenport would continue to duel for the lead, but Turbo would say it was mine for the taking with about 15 laps to go, where he put the moves on Davenport and would claim the lead and would not be challenged for the rest of the race. Turbo gets a huge run coming out of turn 2, carries that momentum going down into 3-4, really ripping the lip right there, gets another good run coming out of 4, and is able to continue to ride that high side as Davenport tries to defend the bottom, and Turbo would take the lead right there going down into turn 3 as he would lead that lap there, and he would not look back. But the story of the night was Mike Marlar. He started on the last row of the race, worked himself up into the top 10 by the final restart. With 6 laps to go, he was riding in 7th, working the outside against Tim McCready, who also started in the rear of the field and earned himself a top 10. But Mike Marlar would rip the lip for the next 5 laps, get up into 4th, and then on the final lap, he passed both Dalton Wilson and Jonathan Davenport. Highlight of the race right here. What an absolute show by Mike Marlar. Here we are with 1 to go. Marlar threading the needle. Dalton Wilson down below. Jonathan Davenport up high, just a little bit ahead of him going into turn 1. And this is what Mike Marlar did right here. Let's take a look. Threads the needle. Gets around Dalton Wilson. He's got to chase down Davenport down the backstretch, obviously swishing to Tyler Erb to see him win the race. So we don't really get to see what happens in turn 3-4. Looks like Davenport is ahead. Dalton Wilson bottom feeding there. And Marlar on the top side beats them both, comes home in 2nd. Are you kidding me? What a finish. What a run by Mike Marlar. What a race that the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series put on at East Bay. Absolutely fantastic race all around. I think this might be the best race we've seen all year for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. I cannot wait to see what they do for the double feature that will be taking place tomorrow, because we're not only going to get the Thursday night A feature, but we're also getting the postponed Monday night A feature as well that will take place after that. But this was an awesome race. You can't ask for anything better than this. This is some of the best racing out there. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series should definitely be proud of this race. It was absolutely fantastic. Kudos to Mike Marlar for putting on a fantastic show, driving all the way through the entire field. Again, here is the lineup right here from Lucas Oil. He started on the 12th row, started in 23rd. He went all the way to 2nd. Almost won. And then Tim McCready, he's there in the 9th row, starting in 18th, drove into the top 10. Absolute show. Cannot express how great this race was. The track was in great conditions. The B main and the heat races coming up for the postponed Monday should be great as well. Looking forward to those. We'll be covering that here on the channel as well. But man, that was a great race. Here is your top 10. Tyler Erb came home with the win. He is now your 4th winner for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this year. He joins Tim McCready, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Hudson O'Neal. In 2nd, Mike Marlar. 3rd was Jonathan Davenport, Dalton Wilson in 4th, Dennis Erb Jr. in 5th, Jimmy Owens 6th, Tim McCready 7th, Brian Shirley 8th, Kyle Bronson 9th, and Garrett Smith came home in 10th. Let me know what you guys thought about this race in the comments below.